And so, Lauren, I know you have so many people and your family is joining.
Yes.
So I want to say hi to them. Welcome. Happy World Sickle Cell Day. And so, Lauren, take it away.
Thanks, Lauren.
Hi, everyone. Happy Sickle Cell World Day. Sorry if I don't do my best performance. This is my first time being here. I've always heard about it, through my mom and my family. So if they're here, hi. But if they're not, don't worry. I'll talk about this whole event later. But um, basically, while I was in the hospital, I was in a hospital for like about a month and a half, pretty long. It's not the longest I've been in there due to the sickle cell crisis, but it was earlier about in I think like last year, I think, just about my before my birthday, like in August and September. It was pretty bad, and but still through, I just wanted to continue working on my schoolwork, of course, because I always put my studies first. And I also wanted to just show how dedicated I am and, stop not lose an opportunity. Since due to me having sickle cell, I've lost a lot of opportunities and everything. So, I just decided to have a project to show that, And with my whole project as a whole, I can say that I didn't go in depth to it. It's not acupuncture, breath work. It's not, something specific that I can tell you down to the details. But I just wanted to, be a living testimony and just come out here and just show that it's really possible and that even though with sickle cell crisis, it does really damage you, it more than just on a physical level, but it can really put a strain on your relationships, on your work, on everything, joints and spine included, for me specifically. Um, since I know that for going into when I graduate high school, I currently go to King Drew, King Drew, King Drew Medical High, not medical, King Drew Magnet High School of Medicine and Science in California. I will pursue either going to Charles University or Grambling, hopefully, going to Louisiana. But if not, still, I'm going to continue to pursue success wherever I go, no matter if I'm in the hospital or not. And so with my presentation, I really wanted to talk about the impact that it can have, whether you're the doctor or the patient in the room, and being in that position to be so vulnerable, I know that it really takes a toll mentally. And we just have to look at all aspects instead of just seeing it from one lens. And I think that with doctors, even though I'm not a doctor myself, I can just say that as the patient, you really have to try and show empathy and patience with your patient because they don't want to be there at all. They are just truly trying to go through this difficult time and it just springs up on you. It's not planned at all. you know my mom, when it comes to defending for me with my schoolwork, she has to say, oh, I'm sorry, when would you like to schedule it? Would it be okay June 7th if she got sick and couldn't come to school that day? Like, it's just showing the irony. Like, no one plans for a sickle cell crisis to happen, no one wishes for it to happen, but it does, and we just have to keep going and pursuing on with our lives. And through all that, I just think that we just have to figure out what works, not only as the patient, but as the doctor. You have to work together. It's always going to be a new challenge and a new virtue that you have to go through. Since something that may have worked months or days ago probably won't work today. Or it's always just such a versatile change that we have to go through. And I just think that we have to just be more open-minded to it. And we have to always be able to adjust whenever, the wind comes. And I just think that this is just a really lovely event to come all together to show that nobody's really alone. Because even when you're in that hospital bed, you may feel alone, but with your family, your friends, or even just knowing that you have a community, it's really empowering and strengthening, just to think that, hey, I'm not the only one who goes through this. And hey, like, maybe today's not my day, that I can't show up or speak for myself, but at least I know others are speaking up for me. And that's all that matters. Just having representation, having communication, just having those boundaries to so we can start building our own societies to really empower our people. I think that's just truly amazing. I'm sorry. I'm just so like happy
No,
able
I'm
to.
so happy you're happy. Seriously, dear. I'm so everyone, let me share how I know this young lady. Um, can you believe it? We were doing Kayan Wellness Center has a 4-day summit. But before we went from 4-day, we did 3, and before 3, we did 2. And we were at Charles Drew. And they were so young. And their mother had attended our summit at that time. And I had said, and I've kept my there's 2 of them, and I had said it we were very emotional, when they met me and I met them, because they hadn't met anyone who was an adult who had sickle cell disease and doing what I was doing. So I had promised them that you all graduate and you get into college, and I will buy you a laptop for school, for college, but you had to get in. And so her sister is already at, CSUN. And so we're just waiting for Lauren to graduate as well. So it's been a journey. Um, these are 2 bright young ladies, and I'm very proud of them. So you're doing fine, dear. You're doing well. Did you want to speak on anything else that you wanted to share?
I think just my main thing that I would perhaps want to say, if oh no, it's okay, it's okay. I understand accidents happen. Um, the one thing that I would want to say, if I can't say anything else, regardless, if it's just been mindless chatter for me because I know I yap a lot, it's okay. I would just want to say that no matter who you're speaking to, whether they're a doctor or not, whether they're an adult or not, or whoever they may be, I would say never judge them for their background and never judge them for what they, present. I present as in physically, I just think that whatever a person says to you verbally and however their instincts show off, that is what you should take into mind and not just judge from a moment or judge based off the pattern you have seen. I always think that you should always have an open heart and an open mind to always see things for more than what they are and always have more hope for people. Since, at the end of the day, everyone might not be having their best day, but still you can turn it around no matter what they're going through or what you may be going through. And yeah, that's all I want to say.
So what I'm hearing you say is that the pain is real, believe me,
Mm-hmm.
and don't judge me based upon what you think or past experiences from others, but to believe me when I present. That's what I'm hearing you say. And not just you, but anyone else that comes to be present, to believe people, to believe warriors when they say that they have pain, that the pain is real.
Yeah. Since I know from personal experience that um for there was a doctor that we came across. I will not say that doctor's name, but you know, it's just an experience. For the doctor, I think that they deeply misjudged us. Since for my sister, I can only speak on what I've seen, but I don't know what she's been through. But um, for her, she like hmm, she wasn't able to really speak up for herself. So our mom had to speak for her due to how deeply her crisis was and due to the medications that they were giving her and putting them at a higher dose than what I think was necessary. And it was just her first time being put on new medication. And it just took some time to really balance things out. And due to her being in the hospital, it really impacted her in college due to a college professor deciding not to care about her excused absence for being in the hospital, which affected her grade and that affected her college fund and everything. But she's back on track now. But it was really infuriating for her, and I deeply understand that, and I would never wish for anyone to go through that. And then for me specifically, he tried to psychoanalyze me, I would say. He tried to put me into therapy over my pain crisis, trying to not say outwardly, but genuinely just try to be like, oh, maybe if you talk about your pain, if you talk about things you go through, maybe your pain will go away. And I understand that emotional emotional turmoil can cause pain, crisis and other issues within sickle cell people. But still, at the end of the day, we are strong people, just like everyone else. That's why I'm not ashamed that I have sickle cell, but I choose not to speak like in person. I choose not to mention it unless I either have to or I feel free to, since I never want a person to underestimate the things that I can and cannot do based off of what I have to deal with medically, you know? And just coming across doctors or nurses, which everyone has, me specifically, I definitely have, but just coming across medical people who aren't as understanding, I try to be as patient as I can, especially with them, even though they don't understand. Since by me helping them understand and taking the time to help them learn, it can better someone else's experience. Even though you're not the best doctor for me, maybe you can help somebody else and help a younger child, you know? Since I would never want to just be like, oh, I don't like this doctor, leave them. Like, I don't want them. I would try to give you the best advice that I can. Oh, but you will not be my medical provider anymore. Just so for the next person, they'll have a better experience and they'll be more open-minded and aware. That's
How very mature of you. Uh, so it didn't work out, so you fired them, but hopefully for the next time that they encounter someone, maybe they would have learned from their interaction with you. We have about another minute, and I do want everyone to know that if you can share your um, abstract that you actually created.
okay. I don't know if I can share since
Well,
I
I mean, you can talk about it because I don't know if you can actually share the screen, but if you can talk about it and what led you to create your poster.
okay. Um It's a lovely poster. Sorry, I'm not on my computer, so I can't really show it off. But um, for the main ideas, I was talking about abstract etiology, e- vasculoosculative crisis, pain, the emotional and social impact, conclusions, my references, and the treatment and medications that we have to take as people with sickle cell disease. And then I just put where I go to school, and I mentioned my mother on there, love her down. Since without her, I genuinely would not be as strong as I am today. And she is such a medical advocate. And I really believe that as people with sickle cell, even if we know the person or not, we should always try to advocate and try to be there for people, since you never know like how much a person can't speak for themselves unless you're speaking for them. And so, I wonder if I can try to share. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Okay.
Okay.
Is okay.
Yes, we can see that. So everyone, this is a poster that Lauren had created, um, which I think is amazing as she said, on the etiology, of sickle cell disease. So I just want to say great work, great job. And we appreciate you. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but I appreciate that you hung in there and that you spent your time, your morning with us. Thank you,
Mhm.
Lauren.
Oh, no problem. I definitely just wanted to make sure that I was here today, that my voice was heard today, not on no ego type of way, just as long as I'm able to speak and give my perspective as a younger person, I think, and especially as a person that has not have any credentials yet, I think being able to give my perspective and being able to really, show insight on what I feel and how I felt and what I've gone through, I think as long as I'm able to professionally and accurately say as the best that I can, it's it's really just important to be able to show perspective and speak for not only my sisters, speak for my family, speak for my community as much as I can. This is just a start. Just wait, maybe I'll be back next year and be able to give a whole different presentation and go more in depth.
All right. Well, thank you.